Politics time now for our daily debate. Today we're asking, is the Labour Party hopelessly divided? With me are Stephen Kinnock MP, who wrote this following Jeremy Corbyn's call to invoke Article 50 in the wake of the EU referendum result. There he was, not bothering to consult with anyone who might actually understand what is at stake, blithely throwing the national interest over his shoulder and walking away. The complacency, incompetence and arrogance of that moment was truly breathtaking. He joins us here. Also from the Fire Brigades Union, we're joined by Matt Wrack, who this weekend defended the deselection of MPs not loyal to Jeremy Corbyn. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Simple question, first of all, is there room in this great movement of yours for both of you? Matt Wrack.
I'm sure there's a room. I mean, the Labour movement's always been an organisation movement with democratic debate, and I think there's a whole range of views in there. Of course, there's going to be debate and there's going to be disagreements.
But you would like to see some of the MPs who disagree?
Well, actually, I think I've been misquoted on that. The quote that I actually gave at the meeting is, let's stop talking about accountability. My point on the question of Labour MPs is that no Labour MP, whether it's with the name Kinnock or the name Corbyn, is elected because of their name. They're elected because Labour Party members have selected them as the best Labour Party member to stand in that selection. The idea that that then becomes a job for life, I think, is a bizarre idea, and I think most people in the community would understand that you carry on debating who's the best candidate.
You feel under threat?
No, I think that the boundary reviews that this Tory government are putting forward is already a massive gerrymander that weakens our democracy. Talking about deselections just weakens it even further. We're elected by the 9.3 million people that voted Labour at the last general election, and they play an absolutely critical role in our democracy. But it's also right, we always take account of what our Labour Party members are saying, but we're not the delegates of our constituency Labour parties. We are representing our entire constituencies, but of course our Labour Party membership plays a very important role in shaping our views.
And that really is the problem for some activists, isn't it? That you feel that your views should come before the views of the wider electorate.
No, not at all. Not at all. What the point I'm making is that Stephen's elected because he's a Labour candidate, and Labour Party members have decided.
Yeah, but then he has to go on and win approval in his constituency.
Actually, ultimately, the party is a democratic party. The party has decided a certain route by electing, for example, Jeremy Corbyn as leader, and clearly has decided that we want to move on from austerity light, as some peer, for example, be endorsing freezes on public sector workers' pay. And we want to see a change in direction. We hope that Labour MPs will support that shift in direction.
I'm an unashamed Keynesian. I believe absolutely we've got to move to an investment-led growth model where we get the need for our economy to drive the economy forward.
I mean, do you think you could afford to spend £500 million, for example, as a new government? Where's that money going to come from?
Well, are you talking, for example, about the Migration Impact Fund? I think that needs a massive increase, but it can be paid for by a levy on visas, and also if we introduce a work permit system, which I think
millions model. I meant the whole programme is being costed at about.
There's never been a better time to borrow. Interest rates are lower than they have been in, for decades. So this is the time to borrow, to understand that if you want to balance the budget,
would, multiply by 5 times the national debt.
Well, I think clearly it all depends on where interest rates are. But if you want to balance the budget, we've seen that austerity doesn't work. George Osborne totally failed to hit his deficit-cutting figures. The way to do it is a sustainable growth model, which is based on investment in infrastructure, research and development, skills, a proper industrial strategy to drive our economy forward.
We've got, in a sense, 2 models being offered here. We're going to hear from Jeremy Corbyn this afternoon. Yes. We heard yesterday from the Deputy Leader, Tom Watson. What did you think of what Tom Watson
did? I was a bit disappointed in Tom Watson's speech. I think what we want to see from those people who have not been clear about accepting the previous decision of the Labour Party membership to elect Jeremy Corbyn is some acknowledgement that Jeremy has now won again with an increased majority.
Tom Watson was elected as well. He's entitled to his opinion, isn't he?
He is entitled to his opinion, but Jeremy Corbyn's been elected as the leader of the Labour Party. He's faced unprecedented attacks, including from within the parliamentary Labour Party. hundreds of thousands of Labour Party members and those within the trade unions are very disappointed with the behaviour of Labour MPs during the attempt to remove Jeremy Corbyn, then the challenge. We've seen the outcome of that. We expect Labour MPs, and we hope the Labour MPs will now unite around.
So you saw that?
You
saw what Tom Watson said as an attack on? Did you see it like that?
I didn't really see it that way. I thought what Tom was doing was saying we've made a huge mistake of trashing our legacy. And when he listed out the achievements of the Labour governments, what we've done when we're in power that makes a real difference to the lives of ordinary working people up and down the country, that I found inspiring. The other inspiring speeches have been Carwyn and Sadiq, showing what we can deliver when we're in power. But I agree that we have to unite.
To forget.
What we did in June. Politicians are often criticised for not sticking their necks out, putting their heads above the parapet. We were told to put up or shut up. We put up. We had the debate. We lost. Jeremy is our leader. We've now got to rally behind that. I absolutely agree we've got to move forward as a united opposition.
What Stephen seems to forget is that Labour also alienated many of its core supporters during the Blair-Brown period, including members of my own union. We were attacked by Labour politicians in 2002, traditional Labour voters who were distinctly alienated by the policies adopted towards a trade union, working class people who traditionally voted.
Let's try and end on a note of agreement. Do you both agree that there should be restrictions on freedom of movement of people into this country?
I think there should be a debate. I'm up for a debate. I think when we need a dialogue with working people about what their concerns are, if it's the concerns about the strains on schools and hospitals, then we have to address how you really address that. So I don't blame immigrants or migration for the strains on our schools.
But Jeremy Corbyn said there shouldn't be
controls.
No,
I'm not in favour of turning this debate into a debate around numbers of migrants.
Sorry, not going to get agreement on that one. I think that if we're going to build the kind of society we want, which is aligned with Labour values of compassion, of cohesive communities, then we need to listen to what people are telling us. We need to regulate the flow of workers from the EU, solve that problem. We can move the conversation on to...
as well.
No, I don't think. I think that's... May supposed to be a brilliant negotiator.
There is clearly a contradiction between the two things.
Okay, thank you both very much indeed. This is All Out Politics.